Right then, let's get into the reviews of the Vapour Glove 6 from Merrell. Now, I didn't do an unboxing on these because, to be honest, an unboxing review is just, hi, it's open, yeah, there it is, there's the shoe, whoop-de-doo. I've now had these for 3 months, so I think I'm in a better position to give you a little bit of a review, how they perform, how they're wearing, what's going on, etc, etc. Start with the facts and figures, right? They cost me 100 quid, straight from Merrell, the website themselves, and these are a size 9.5. Now, I'm normally a 10. I got my other Merrells indeed in a 10, and they're actually ever so slightly too big. However, I have had some other barefoot type shoes in a 9, mainly my Vivos, or when I tried Vivo, that's an entire other story, which I'll link above. Got them in a 9, they were too small. Fortunately, Merrell had 9.5. Fantastic, right, try those on. Fit-wise, at first, they were indeed a little bit tight. My mid-toe did have ever so slight pressure on the toe box area, which is a problem that I also had with my Vivos, but didn't have a problem with my other size 10 Merrells. Wore them for a while, and indeed, the pressure has now gone, okay? It was there for... It's difficult, because at one point I just stopped noticing it, so I'm trying to think back to when I stopped, well, when I last noticed. So I reckon the pressure maybe lasted 3 weeks, call it a month. Probably maybe about a month. Feeling just like a little bit of pressure, but now the shoe has loosened up ever so slightly. I don't feel it anymore. I can move around, I can squat, I can run, all sorts, and I do not feel that pressure on my toes. So, winner winner, chicken dinner. Now, they are very light. I put these on and wow, it feels like a sock, basically, maybe a thick sock. They are very light. There's very little tread. Although yes, we have the trail style tread, you can feel everything underfoot. You know, and with most barefoot shoes, you can feel when they step on a stone that's sticking out, and yes, you do feel it in these. They're very responsive, very, very light, very well ventilated. Actually, that's what helps keep them feeling like a sock. So this ventilated mesh material does work quite well. Does keep your feet nice and cool. However, you've got the flip side of that of they can keep your feet a little bit too cool. It was only last weekend I was at an event. I was in a field, a football pitch, so short grass, relatively short grass on a football pitch doing an event. Now, there was dew on the floor and it did rain that day, although I was in a gazebo keeping myself generally under cover. I wasn't out in the rain. The ground was still wet and it didn't take long, maybe an hour or so, and my feet were soaked and they were very cold. So take that as you will. I was in them all day. If you're just going for a trail run or something like that, or you're going to be in them for much more than an hour, something to perhaps take into account. Now, the laces, as you can probably see, won't look anything like they're on the website. I have these elastic lock laces. I personally like these anyway. I did have them on my other pair of Merrells. I like them. I like the simplicity of them. Unfortunately, these ones have worn and now snapped. But yes, as you can see, lock laces on near enough everything. It turns every lace shoe into a slip-on shoe, and you can always still adjust the tension as you need it. So when I don't need it, I can keep them loose. They still generally fit. When I want to go running or something, I can tighten them up using the lock system. Now, I did change the laces because the laces that came with it were actually quite underwhelming. I was probably every hour or so, granted I wear them on the gym floor a lot, I was constantly having to do the laces up again. I tightened them, double knot them, I put the heel lock in, still kept coming undone. Likewise, when I was sparring for my longsword competitions and whatnot with HEMA, even with the heel lock lacing system in place, my heel would still slip out mid-bout, unfortunately, with the lacing system. So I've changed these elasticated lock laces and I don't have that problem anymore. So actually they're even more secure with a little bit of an upgrade of the lock laces. Now I do like the style, I like the colour a little bit. A lot of you have suggested different brands to me. I've yet to get around to trying them because these are all my own money. I am not affiliated in any way, shape or form. I bought these all out my own money. So when it comes around to trying a new brand, it's a bit tricky of, I'm not just going to go out and buy them. I want to actually wait for the replacement time first. I do like the style, and they are a little bit more stylistic than some of the other brands I've seen. Not quite as stylish as Vivo Barefoot, but again, I have my own set of problems with Vivo Barefoot from there. Now, the grip, I must say, is fantastic, okay? You put your foot on the floor, you try and move it, it doesn't. When I'm sparring on the foam mats, on the jigsaw foam mats you often see in gyms, martial arts, you'll see them a lot. If I get the lunge just right, the grip on these actually rips up the mat. So it's quite like an anime cool thing of ripping up the ground as you thrust forward. Maybe not such a good sound, I'm probably losing a little bit of power there as the mat's moving rather than I am. But you know, it's that grippy, it rips up the mat. Now I have sparred in my old Vivos, not Vivos, in my old Merrells. These never ripped up the mat, and these have a bit of a more grippy texture to them. Likewise, on my Vapour Gloves, I sparred with these on, and these never ripped up a mat either. Yet these do. They're that grippy. Some cases, almost a little bit too grippy, especially when I'm doing my steel mace training. It really does prevent pivoting on the foot. So when I'm trying to twist and angle myself, my body goes one way, but my knee stays where it is because my foot's stuck to the floor. Take that grip element as you will. So the boils down really to the ultimate question of, would I buy them again? Well, one more thing to go on that before I give you the answer. Now, if you've been watching some of my other Merrell videos, you'll know that I do have some problems with the grip, the tread of the shoe coming away from the actual shoe itself. And it's happened roughly in the same places, right about where the crease in the foot is on all of my Merrells. So you can see again there, that one has it as well. All of them have that. Now, I don't know if that's just the way my body works with Merrell, considering that I'm now 3 pairs in and all of them have done it. Is it a Merrell problem, or is it the way my body interacts with Merrells? Now, they are different sizes as well, so again, what's going on? Could it just be that where the crease is, there's a weak point, and that's beginning to show on the Merrells? Now, I must admit, the Vapour Glove 6, 3 months in, they are starting, there are little bits of wear. You might be able to see it about there. They are starting to peel away ever so slightly, but nowhere near as much as my others. Now, my other 2 pairs are suede or suede, false suede, whatever. Yeah, they're probably a little bit grippier, or sorry, a little bit stiffer, whereas now this fabric material is very, very, very pliable, okay? Extremely pliable compared to, say, the other Merrells, which even there, can't quite get that roll on as much. And they're not quite as, so you've got that versus doing this, roll it up nice and tight. You know, you have that versus that, okay? The suede is a little bit less give, whereas the fabric material is, you know, there's nothing there. So perhaps these can just move a little bit more to compensate for the extra movement in the shoe. So, would I buy them again? You know what? I would. I would very much tempted to still go and try some other brands first. However, if they let me down, I would probably come back to Merrell and buy another pair in time. You know, once these ones give up the ghost, then yes, I would look to buy another pair. They've certainly held the colour quite a bit better. Compare that to my Vapour Gloves, which are kind of turning a bit brown. Now, they were quite a nice, well, they were lunar blue, and that was quite nice. But now, even after cleaning them, putting protection on them, they're going a bit of a browny colour. Unfortunately, there might be a product out there that I don't know about that would restore that. let me know. But these ones are holding the colour a bit better. The grip, for the most part, is there quite a lot. You can see just under the sole, the base of the foot, that yes, the grip is going a bit. That's because I do a lot of pivoting, a lot of moving, a lot of bouncing on my feet. I don't really run in these so much. I'm more into sparring martial arts kind of thing, and it does move around. The steel mace work is a lot of pivoting on that part of the foot, going from there. So again, I probably would buy these again. In a twist of events, I did buy another pair of shoes, and I actually bought the Tier L1 weightlifting shoe. Seems a bit of a swing going from barefoot to actually quite rigid and supported. Once I've got some more time in these, I will be dropping a review on them. However, I do want to spend a bit more time in them before I can give my opinion over to you, whether they're worth it or not.